Welcome, everyone, to the Last Life Ever podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jillian Sidoti. The gentleman with me is Jeffrey Holst. He's the other host. And Jeff, who do we have on the show today?
Today, we have Rachael Green from Rach Green Cocktails, and she does virtual mixing experiences where she teaches people how to mix drinks online. It's amazing. I love her. I met her on Clubhouse. And she's great, and I'm super excited to bring her on, and we're going to do that right after this.
So let's get some drinks on.
Help me, my brother, can you lend me a hand as I walk through this land of confusion? If we give to each other, then there's nothing to take. Let's live life for the moment before it slips away.
Hey, Rachael Green at RG Cocktails. Is that your Instagram, Rachel? I just want to make sure we're talking about
it is my Clubhouse handle.
Oh, it's your Clubhouse handle. Fantastic. Listen, I watched a couple of your videos online. You are phenomenal, like just phenomenal. I loved it. So today you're going to teach us how to make cocktails. We probably should have had you at the beginning of quarantine when we were really getting toasty, but you know.
So in fairness, we scheduled this at this time because it was going to be the end of our 40-day kind morning challenge where we weren't drinking for 40 days. And then Jillian messed up a little bit and started over.
I gave up other distractions. I didn't give up drinking.
Oh, okay. So she's drinking now? Okay, good. You're drinking this time? That's great. Because I did 40 days without alcohol, and today we filmed a couple of shows on the Old Fashioned Real Estate Show, so I may have had a little bit before we started the show today. So I'm in prime form and ready to go. But listen, before we start with like cocktail mixing, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Jeff.
No worries.
Yep, Rachael Green here. I own a company called Rach Green Cocktails under an umbrella called the RGC Experience, which is Rach Green Cocktails Experience. So about a year ago, I had been doing in-person cocktail classes and was a spirits and a cocktail educator, coming from a world of mixology and food and beverage and hospitality. And I realized what people were struggling with, especially at the beginning of quarantine. You know, those first 2 weeks when we were like, it's just 2 weeks, guys. You know?
Yes.
And those first 2 weeks were really, really hard on everyone. So a friend local to Charlotte and myself decided to hop on a Facebook Live and teach people how to make sour cocktails with the egg white and all that jazz, right?
Wow.
So it became like there was enough of a reach of, 700-800 people that hopped on, that I was like, wow, we should really do this like full time. And so I started hosting regular happy hours on my Facebook. And then I started to create, private parties and got into the B2B sector. And now I've been doing it within the virtual event space for quite some time.
Wow, that is so cool. So the thing was, you had said to Jeff and I, let's do some cocktail making. And I thought, well, I'm super lame. I don't really have any good spirits in my house right now. We drank them all through quarantine and then did not replenish. So I only have a limited supply. So when I'm going to
wait, time out. You didn't replenish? What were you thinking? That's a critical error, Jillian.
I was thinking we're not having a party anytime soon, so I should probably not buy a ton of vodka. But but before we get into that, because you had said, Jillian, don't worry about it. We're going to make cocktails with whatever you have, and we're going to try that. But before we get into that, how did you get into mixology? When did you? I'm assuming you started bartending. How did that happen?
I was bartending back in back when I was like 19 years old, and really loved hospitality. But I also saw that there was some things that could really make it better, not only for the guest experience, but also for employees, management, and the progression of how people do their careers. So I got into I went into school for hospitality management and administration to, wherever I went, impact the system to be better. So as I progressed, I was constantly looking for either hospitality groups or organizations to work with that fit those ideals of offering a better solution. And then I worked for a farm to table restaurant where I was the front of house operations, and the from soil to fork kind of mentality of that holistic approach really seeped in. And I think that there's a lot of ways that we can really benefit from that in the food and beverage industry, is, you know, thinking about the lasting effect of our actions, not in a super woo-woo sense, but just with the people in front of us. So
wait, is that like not getting so drunk that you embarrass yourself? Is that what you mean?
Oh, definitely do that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You took
responsibly always.
You took your position
home.
in hospitality a lot more serious than I did. I worked in hospitality for 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the last night I was waiting tables. I did bartending. I did cocktail waitressing. One of the best jobs I had was as a bartender at a concert venue, actually. But the very last job I had people sitting at a table, and the woman was clearly drunk. It was the end of the night. The band was playing Brick House. I knew it was about to be last call. Like, whenever this particular band played Brick House, I knew it was last car. I was like, she's a brick. Wrap it up. Last drink, last call. Like, it was just like, and, I walked over to this one table, and the guy's sitting there, cocktail table, right? Up a little high, sitting there. And the woman's like this on the table. And I go,
responsibly.
This is my last night waiting tables for the rest of my life. And she's clearly very drunk. And you better get her out of here right now, because if she pukes, you're cleaning it up. And I turn on my heel and really turn around.
Everyone wishes they could say this.
Yeah. Well, no, I no sooner turned on my heel, and all I hear is, bleh! And she like just threw up everywhere. I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I'm no longer a waitress. I'm done. I'm never doing this again. So
yeah, but wait, hold on. Isn't your dream to be like a tiki bar bartender in the Caribbean?
Yeah, it is but see, that's when I get to control the alcohol consumption of
no,
my
that's
patrons.
That's when they just puke into the beach sand. So
it forces people to wait for their cocktails.
Well, what you do is you just tell them when they get really drunk to go puke in the ocean.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's kind of dangerous too, because what if you have people drowning on your hands?
I know. Where are you, on the West Coast?
As long as there are sharks, you should be fine.
Oh my God, Jeffrey. You're a little toasty.
That was a lawyer joke.
Oh, I missed it.
It was a terrible lawyer joke. I was just kidding a little bit. Yeah, you were exactly right, Rach. Exactly right.
Yeah, that's when Rachel at her bar goes, oh, okay.
On an unrelated but sort of related side note, you're talking about the doing the happy hours. So Jillian and I started a Last Life Ever happy hour on the very first day of the shutdown, and we were like, 15 days to stop the spread. We'll do it every single night. So we had a Zoom happy hour every night for months. Yeah. Months and months and months. We kept thinking, it's only going to be a few more days. It's only going to be a few more days. And pretty soon we're like, this is not working. Like, we've gained 1,000 pounds each, and we're drunk all the time. Seriously, I definitely gained the COVID-19. I know that for sure.
I definitely did too. I did, but I'm not mad about it.
Oh, I'm not either. I had a good time, and I think I've lost most of that 19. So we're
nice.
Yeah,
good for you. Well,
it's
okay,
Rach, for me.
I want to talk about you and what you've learned and what we can do in our homes. In California, there's still very limited indoor dining. There's still some, a lot of places still don't have indoor dining. Who knows? Our governor's crazy. He may shut us down again. So we need to survive in our houses with our own cocktails. So show us what we can do. Let us see what can happen.
Yeah, what if I have no alcohol in the house? How do I make a cocktail?
If you have no alcohol in the house, then you, what you do is you just grab whatever grains that you have and get some yeast and some sugar, and then you're gonna make a beer.
Oh, okay. I feel like if I have no alcohol in the house, I would just go to the liquor store.
I'm just kidding.
No, I would literally listen. I would just go to the liquor store if I had no alcohol in the house. For sure, I would.
But if you don't have alcohol in the house, then you can still have a really good experience creating something that's without alcohol. And then if it tastes good without alcohol, then it's gonna taste great with alcohol.
So like blueberry lemonade, just add vodka, right?
Oh yeah. There you go.
So
like you could
Rachel.
do soda water and raspberries, and you're like, wow, that's really refreshing and nice. It's like spa water. So if you think of everything as like from spa water, and then you can just like add more things to it. But like the more sour you add, the more sweet you're gonna want to add. And if you have bitters, then you're gonna want to balance that with like a little bit of sugar. But you can, I don't know, you can play around with some different things. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Jeffrey has his bitters there.
Oh,
Wait, not just one. I have 2 different kinds.
Oh, yeah,
nice.
Very bitter.
Wow.
I probably have some orange bitters somewhere too.
Yeah, and for everyone that's out there, and like, let's say that there's people here that are watching that don't necessarily drink, and they have like a partner that doesn't drink. Fee Bitter or Fee Brothers, that one you hold the cherry up.
Yeah, this one.
So that's actually a glycerin base. So if someone's like no alcohol, whether they're pregnant, just recovering alcoholic, whatever it might be, those Fee Brothers bitters are glycerin based, so they don't have alcohol in them. So Angostura bitters does. Yep, that one
but
does.
not very much, right? I mean, it's pretty low. I mean, you don't use very much.
47. I think it's 47% alcohol.
Oh, so in a pinch, you can just drink the bitters?
Oh, gross. Stop. Okay. I'm taking control of this conversation. So Rachel,
there is a cocktail with it that I'll show you.
Let's
Let's talk with dry whiskey and make an egg white sour with it. It's called a Trinidad sour. It's really good.
I've never been a big fan of sours, but when I was in Pisco, I was drinking Pisco sours just because I was there, and I was like, these aren't too bad.
Cusco?
Yeah, Pisco. It's on the coast of Peru, south of Lima. Yeah, it's where the Pisco sour's from.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I went down to Peru and I visited Lima, Cusco, and then up in Nauta, which is up on the Amazon. But I didn't go to Pisco.
Yeah, most people don't. I actually went there because they have this like boat trip out to what's like they call it the poor man's Galapagos. It's like penguins and seals and stuff on an island instead of all the cool Galapagos stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the northernmost place you can see penguins in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unless you go to a zoo. You can go to a zoo.
True. That's Jillian, that's my kind of joke. I almost feel like you might have been drinking along with me today.
No, I have not, but I want to. So
let's fix that.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Right.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Let's reel it in.
I want you, Rachel, to tell me some things, household things I can go in and grab right now to make a drink. And I'll tell you right now, the only liquor I have that's worth anything is tequila. And I have amaretto, I have butterscotch schnapps, and frangelico. That's about it. Okay. And some wine. I have wine import and stuff like that.
I have butterscotch schnapps and razzmatazz.
I'm not worried about you. Worried about me right now. Okay, so what should think?
So what else do you have in your refrigerator? Because realistically, do you want something that's going to be more dessert-like with that, or do you want something that's going to be like a little bit more refreshing?
Like you tell me what to go get. I think earlier you mentioned to go get a lemon.
Yeah,
I actually have a lemon tree. So Perfect. I'll go grab a lemon.
Grab a lemon, a knife and a cutting board. And if you have a citrus juicer, that's perfect. If not, I can show you how to juice a lemon without a citrus juicer.
I got this lemon off of Jillian's lemon tree.
Okay. So I'm going to run and go grab some things. Grab some things.
So grab a lemon. And then I told you how to make simple syrup. You just do equal parts granulated sugar, or you can use honey, or you can use maple syrup, like anything that you want to play around with. But if you want to, I would recommend either grabbing granulated sugar or honey, and then just grab some hot water, because we're going to make a syrup with it. So whichever one you grab, just bring them back and we'll make it. Grab a tablespoon, a knife and cutting board.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm going to go grab that. And while I do that, Jeff's going to make a drink.
All right. And if you have like soda water or like, like club soda or something like that,
I do.
grab that too.
All right. I'll be right back.
Okay. See you soon.
Right. So she's gone, but she disappeared on us. So we're going to cover a couple of comments really quick. So one, we have this really fun comment. I don't know if you know Nicole. There you go. Yeah, Nicole says we're funny, which I think she was talking about me, but who knows? I am kind of funny. And then
what's up,
our
girl?
very own Veronica asked this question: what's your favorite drink to make? So I figured we should ask that.
That is funny you should ask. And there's a couple that I really enjoy making. There's some that I enjoy to make for like absolute fun and just because I'm really experimental. So I really like to see how my skills tend to develop. So there's a cocktail that I like that's called a Ramos Gin Fizz, and it's crazy when you're going to hear it, but it's an egg white, cream. I actually use coconut cream, simple syrup if your cream is not already sweetened. And then it's lemon juice, lime juice, a little bit of orange flower water, gin, and soda water. So you just—
I don't think I would like that.
Whip everything up. So you you put 2 cubes of ice in with all of those ingredients except for the soda water. And you put 2 cubes of ice in the shaker tin with all those ingredients. And then you also set like a glass to chill, like a highball glass to chill while you're doing this whole thing. And then you shake it until those 2 ice cubes have completely dissolved. And because that's going to make sure it's nice and cold. And then you're going to remove any ice, or as you've chilled this glass, you're going to remove that and you're going to put 2 ounces of soda water in the bottom. And then you're just going to pour the liquid, the cocktail out on top. And it's going to form this like high top, like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's going to look awesome.
Nice.
And if it's stiff enough, which it should be, then you could be able to put like a little paper straw right in the middle, and it should sit perfectly up. And it tastes like a key lime pie.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds good except for the gin part. I just can't get my head around gin.
There's some really good gin out there.
Yeah, Veronica says that sounds awesome, by the way. So my problem with gin is it's too piney for me. So
there's really bad gin out there. I will definitely find a gin that you will love, guaranteed.
Okay, fair. You let me know and I'll try whatever. So Jason says we should make a George R.R. Martin. Do you know what that is?
George R.R. Martin? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like the guy from Fire, from what is that show that everyone likes? The one with the dragons. Yeah, Game of Thrones. Yeah, it's the guy who wrote Game of Thrones. You know what the first book in Game of Thrones was, right?
No.
It was Fire and Ice.
That
So
makes sense.
George R.R. Martin, this is an inside joke. This is my drink.
Oh,
It's Tennessee
right. You
Fire
told me about
on the
this.
Rocks. Yeah, you forgot my secret drink recipe. I'm disappointed.
No,
Fire on the Rocks.
Isn't it like Fire Whiskey on the Rocks or something?
It's literally just Tennessee Fire, like the cinnamon whiskey from Jack Daniels on a rock.
That's
Probably
right.
a bartender's cube, the big one.
Yeah.
Fire and Ice.
I was like, yeah.
But Jason, I cannot make one right now because I do not have any Tennessee Fire in the house. So that's out. All right, so here's what I have, Rach. All right, I've got Blanton's.
Don't make a cocktail with that.
I'm not. I saw the bourbon I had in the house. I've got some cheap, sweet,
Don't do
and
anything.
sour. Don't make anything with that. I've got rum chata.
Rum chata is great in coffee.
Yeah, that I can make coffee. I've got the bitters. I've got brown sugar cubes.
Yeah, there you go.
I have
Syrup, you have bitters.
I have this very fancy Turkish liqueur.
Is that like
It's like a
licorice?
Yeah, it's similar. Yeah, it's
okay.
It's a black licorice flavor.
I just poured absinthe into this glass.
Yeah.
So I'd put a little, so if you wanted to make something like that, I'm going to be making something similar.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll try it. I've got whatever this is.
Okay.
It's definitely an absinthe-like flavor, though.
Do you have any soda water or anything like that, or no?
I don't know. Let's look.
Ice? Do you have crushed ice?
I can make crushed ice. I have an ice crusher.
Okay. So
I don't have soda water though, unfortunately.
that's okay.
No soda water, but I do have water and I have crushed ice. So.
Okay, so I'm gonna teach you how to make an absinthe frappe.
Okay.
Which is a cocktail that was it was created in like 1885, something around there.
All right.
And it was a cocktail established in the old absinthe house. Now, the spirit that you have is not absinthe, but it's close.
Very close, yeah.
So what you're going to do is you're going to take your lemon and you're going to take a little thing off the side. Take a little bit. We're going to save this for our garnish. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
I have to use a paring knife, so it's taking me a little longer.
Yeah, Nathan cutting board. That's perfect. All right.
All right, I got a little thing off the side. Garnish.
Looks awesome. Good job.
Oh.
And then what you're going to do is you're going to, do you have a shaker tin or a sealable jar? Perfect. Okay, so you're going to do 1 ounce of cold water.
1 ounce of cold water.
Yep.
Well, that's 2 ounces. 1 ounce cold water.
1 ounce of cold water. You're going to do 1 ounce of your Turkish spirit.
Right. Which, by the way, if you, it's really weird. This stuff, like, it turns super cloudy as soon as it hits water.
Yep, it's awesome. So that's called a luge. What happens is all the the herbs and everything that creates that super herbaceous flavor, all those fats are suspended in the alcohol. When you drop the proof down and you also chill it, what happens is that all those fats, like, they kind of disperse and it turns into, like, the closest thing I can say is, like, it turns into like a vinaigrette, right? You know how, like, you make a vinaigrette and it goes from two things that are very clear into cloudy?
It smells exactly like black licorice.
Yep. Okay, so now you're just going to put a bunch of ice in that and you're going to shake it, but you're going to strain it over a cup.
That's what we decided?
You're going to strain it over a cup full of crushed ice.
Okay.
So
I'm going to do a bunch of ice first and then strain it over crushed ice?
Yeah, so what I like to do is I like to do my ice at the same time. So what you can do is you can put a couple of cubes of ice in your shaker, set it aside, and then fill up a cup of crushed ice.
Okay. Crushed ice. Got it.
Oh, so Jillian, I wanted to show you. So you saw how his was cloudy?
Yeah.
Jeff's was cloudy. So watch this. So this is absinthe. He's using something that's relatively similar. This is like my little champagne flute, and you can watch it. Oops.
It does change colors when you put the water in the champagne.
It doesn't change colors when you pour it outside of the glass.
No, it doesn't. That's what I'm saying, yeah.
All right, so we're just going to... All right, so it went from completely clear to cloudy, and that's a process called a luge. And what happens when you have really high proof spirits that have a bunch of like herbs, when it was distilled, like the spirit was distilled and that it came out clear, it was distilled with a bunch of herbs and different things that have like natural waxes and oils in them. So when it gets distilled to that high proof, it's all suspended. All those fats are suspended in the alcohol that's really high proof. When you drop it down in proof, it turns cloudy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You did a good job, Jeff.
Look at that.
Good
See,
job
clear
pouring
the color.
things into each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So what do I shake it? You said
so now you're going to shake it with the 2 cubes. Yep.
2 cubes. That was it.
Yeah. Oh, no. You're fine. You can keep them.
I had too many cubes in there. That's cool.
You're just
I'm
gonna,
down to 2 now.
You're gonna shake it like a Polaroid picture. You're just gonna just shake it like you're gonna make money from it. There you go. Just keep going. All right, we're gonna move on to Jillian. Just shake it until I tell you to stop. Until your face turns really red.
I'm pretty good at shaking drinks.
So just shake it until it's really, 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 really cold.
It's getting there. All right. All right, now I'm straining it, you said?
Yeah, and you're just going to strain that over.
How do you have my strainer?
Yeah.
Yeah, close enough.
All right. And I just have, this is my kind of variation of that. It's just doing an absinthe kind of
So I send it over the crushed ice, then what now? Lemon peel?
So you're going to strain it over crushed ice.
Did that?
Beep.
Okay.
Oh.
Lemon peel.
Look at that.
It looks great. So you want to fill it up with crushed ice. Like you want to have the entire
Fill it up with crushed ice. More crushed ice.
Oh, and fill it to the top.
Okay, more crushed ice.
The reason why, the reason why is because it's going to continue to dilute. And if it's the weight of having all of that ice on there is going to push it down and allow it to dilute faster, because the more dilution happens, the more refreshing that is actually going to be, and the less super strong licoricey and intense the flavor is going to be, because that's a really high proof spirit. So you want it to be nice, and
it's going to have to be this full. That's as full as it's getting with crush.
That's fine. So you're going to express that lemon over top. And if you had anything like mint, that's when you could take like some mint, kind of slap it on the back of your hand and put it on top. Right there on top.
No mint today. Can I try it now, or are we not allowed to drink?
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, you can even, if it's a little dry for you, you can put a little spoon of sugar, like simple syrup.
It's fine. Tastes delicious.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, I could probably just drink right out of here though and be fine. So.
Okay, but for everyone at home, you can do like about a quarter of an ounce or so of simple syrup if you wanted it a little bit more round.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna try it and see how it turns out.
Yeah, it'll probably be good. It also depends on how. So this is a relatively sweet absinthe that's made in Louisville, Kentucky. But if you have like a higher proof or like even more astringent absinthe, it's really good to have a little bit of that sugar to round it out. Let me just think. Tell me what you're working with.
Do you like it, Jeffrey?
It's pretty nice, actually.
Yeah,
that's very simple because it requires exactly one alcohol ingredient plus water.
And a little sugar.
Well, yeah, and a lemon peel.
Yeah. Boom. You have made yourself one of the oldest cocktails.
And I put it in an old-fashioned glass just to mix up the. See that? You can't see the logo, but it's too cloudy to see.
I brought a couple of things here. You can tell me what you want to use. I got tonic water. I have simple syrup.
Okay.
I have lemons and an orange, both from my trees.
Oh my gosh.
And then I have, Jeff, you're going to love this. I have the Luxardo cherries that Jeff got me.
Okay.
You should be done with those by now. I gave you those in the summer.
Old fashions. I haven't had an old fashioned to put them in.
You can just eat them.
Hops.
You can just eat them by itself. Luxardos are amazing. They're like candy.
Amaretto, tequila, and frangelico. Do your magic. Oh, I got my ice too. I got some ice.
Okay. So I think what we're going to play around with is we're going to do kind of like an amaretto sour with tequila, maybe. You can play around with that.
Okay.
I think that, what kind of tequila do you have?
What's that? What kind of what?
What brand?
Oh, it's just Cuervo. Nothing fancy.
All right. Okay. So what you can do, I would say, do you have any honey or any sugar? Can you make some simple syrup?
I made simple syrup.
All right, cool. So we're going to do just a regular Jose Cuervo sour. If you want to, you can throw like a touch of amaretto in there, like a little bit just for extra flavor if you want to.
Okay.
We're going to play around with that. All right.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is you're going to juice 1 lemon.
Okay. While she's juicing the lemon, I'm going to ask you a question because we got another question. And that is, how do your virtual classes work?
That's a great question. Okay. So how do they work? Like the system leading up to the classes, and then there's also the class experience itself. So the system leading up to the classes is ultimately someone reaches out and says, hey, like I would love to have like a virtual happy hour. I'd like to do like a cocktail class of some sort or something like that. something with their business or their family or just different things. So ultimately we figure out how many cocktails they want to create. And that's a 15-minute process, like during the actual cocktail class. And then we can determine the level of customization. So let's just say we are going to be making, a traditional sour or a martini or an old fashioned or something like that, or even some of my seasonal cocktails that I have pre-selected that they could choose from. Then we could do that, which is the basic, or we could do a level up, which is a customized cocktail. Usually people will select that if they're doing, like really high level events that they want like full brand saturation, and the happy hour is just kind of an extra thing that they can add to tie into it. So we figure those pieces out first, the date and time, and then whatever recipes that we decide to do, I would send out either the recipe itself with all the tools and supplies needed, or we can send, we send either the list, or we can potentially put together a kit. The kits don't come with alcohol, mainly because of shipping laws, but it comes with everything else that you would need. And then we sign into the class. You grab everything, everyone grabs what they need, and then we get right into it. We start making cocktails. We start talking about all sorts of fun stuff. And then based off of the ingredients that they have, I can be like, well, since we have this strawberry syrup, you can actually use it for this, this, and this purpose. And since you went to the store and grabbed Angostura bitters and you're wondering, what the heck can I use this for? You could actually use it in a champagne cocktail. You can use it in a Manhattan, in an old fashioned, in a pisco sour, right? Like all these different ways that you can utilize it. So it's not just about the cocktail, but it's also about how to get connected with the moment, each other, and also your growing knowledge of making cocktails.
That's great, because I feel like everyone should have like one or two signature cocktails that they make to impress their friends.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah, like something that just sounds super complicated that they can whip up in a pinch.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah. So this is I think I was just feeling absent tonight. So that's so funny because I was feeling absent, and then you had that, which I think is called a rock, right?
Yeah, Rocky.
Yeah.
So
Rocky, and Sambuca, Ouzo, they're all
they're all pretty similar, yeah.
All very similar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A friend of mine was in Turkey this year, and she brought it back for me. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice.
Let's hear what Jillian does next. Jillian, what are you doing next?
So I have my lemon in my drink, my cup. I don't have a real shaker, so I'm using like
that's perfect. As long as you can seal it.
Yeah, and then so I have the lemon juice and the ice in here. What's next?
Okay. I would maybe figure out how much lemon juice that was, but that's okay. Do you have a tablespoon with you? Realistically, when we're making cocktails, it is important to have an understanding of balance, right? So generally a lemon will make anywhere between 1 to 1.5 ounces of lemon juice. So that's a lot for one drink, but I
would say this is a good 1.5 ounces.
Yeah. So you can realistically make like 2 cocktails with that.
Just take a big swig of it right now. So you only have to make 1 cocktail.
Woo! Okay. So what you're going to do is, if you can, get it.
On that note, it's been nice seeing you.
Yep. So if you can, grab a tablespoon. Do you have one?
Yeah, I can grab one. All right, I got a tablespoon in there.
Jillian, I'm gonna have to go in a second, so you're gonna have to hurry up.
That's fine. Keep going.
Okay. So how much more lemon juice? Is that it?
I have more. Nope, I have more. Do you want 1.5?
No, you're gonna do 1.5 tablespoons.
Yep.
Total. And then you're gonna do 1.5 tablespoons of your simple syrup.
Okay.
Or actually just do 1 ounce or 1 tablespoon, and then just do a half tablespoon of amaretto. I just want to see how that plays out.
Okay.
I actually haven't played around with amaretto in a while. Do you know what amaretto is made from, right?
No, almonds, right?
It's an apricot pit.
Oh, really?
Apricot pits, yeah, they put off a nutty flavor, so they'll actually extract like that flavor, and it tastes like almonds. It's wild.
This is really good.
Yay! Okay, so then you're gonna do 1, 2, 3 to 4 tablespoons of Jose Cuervo.
Tequila? Okay.
Yep.
We'll just do 3.
Yeah, up to you. However you want that day to go.
Might as well do 5 just to be safe.
Let's go 5. Just kidding. Don't go 5. We're drinking responsibly.
And then we're shaking it up.
Yeah, we're going to shake it up.
There we go. All right. I do have a fancy glass, though.
I don't know if you shook it quite enough, but we'll see how it goes.
No, but that's okay.
Here's how you can tell. Here's how you can tell as you're building balance, right? So what you can do is you can actually, if it's too intense in flavor, just put it back on the ice and stir it around for a little bit.
No, that's really good.
Oh, you like it? Okay, good.
That's awesome. Good job, Rachael Green. Thank you so much. Everybody go check Rachael out on Clubhouse at RG Cocktails.
Yeah.
She might be on TikTok too. How do you know she's not?
Where can people find you to sign up for a class?
So you can just go to, that's a good question. You can go to rachgreencocktails.com and then you / the RGC experience. If you wanted to go, you can go to facebook.com, right? And then / I got my Facebook when I was a child. So it's SHMOW678. That's actually my Facebook profile. And it's the first link up at the top of my bio.
No, this is awesome. And we'll definitely have to do like a Zoom cocktail party where you can teach a bunch of people how to. Woo! Cheers, everyone. Thank you so much, Rachael, for being here.
Oh, by the way, you should follow Rachael on Instagram too, because she puts great content out there.
Let's wrap up the show, Jeffrey.
Let's do that. Bye, Rachael. Thank you so much for being here.
Cheers.
Go.
I know what I'm doing for the rest of the night.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to a Harvard class.
Yeah, I don't know how many times you have to mention that. Hey,
Just
everybody, Jeff goes to Harvard.
Oh, only
Hey
sometimes.
guys, you didn't know Jeff goes to Harvard?
Oh, it's fake Harvard anyway.
Hey, did you know that Jeff's going to Harvard? I like how it's conveniently
it's fake
after
Harvard.
the broadcast, so you can mention it.
I told you we could change the time of the broadcast so we wouldn't have this problem, but you were like, no. I love your hat, by the way.
Thank you. I love my hat too. Well,
zoom in on it a little bit. Like lean in a little bit further, just a little bit further. What does that say? Last hat ever?
It sure does, Jeffrey.
Oh, where would someone get one of those fancy last hat ever hats?
You can go to Last Life Ever's terrible website and click on store, and it's in the store. But don't look at the rest of the website.
Don't click on store. Click on shop because it's in the shop, not in the store.
Because our website's that screwed up. But listen, everybody,
will put the link in the comments to this video so that they can they don't have to
get their own hat. We're going to wrap up now, but everybody, we are going to have a t-shirt coming out. It should come out in the next couple of days for, you need to buy it in time for Leah's Life Legacy, which is Richard Bertinelli's daughter, who unfortunately passed away several years ago. And on March 16th, we're all going to do acts of kindness in her memory, and we will have a commemorative t-shirt for the event. So it'd be appreciated if you would go and buy that t-shirt to hold up her memory. Jeffrey, good luck at Harvard.
Oh, thank you.
That's the Harvard in Cambridge.
It's the fake Harvard because it's like the Harvard Extension School. So it's like the cheap version. That doesn't require you to be smart to get in. It's the kind of Harvard that, anyone can take if they just pay the money online.
All right. Well, Jeffrey, whatever, you're still special to me, Jeffrey. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I want to thank our special guest, Rachael Green. Make sure you check her out because that was really cool. I was very skeptical about creating recipes online on a podcast, and she did amazing. So I appreciate it. Jeff, what do we want to remind everybody to do?
Keep drinking. It's live the best version of your last life ever.
Next time, I'm just going to do it myself.